want to continue on that alphabet. If anybody's been closely paying attention for the right reasons, then maybe I ought to read a bit before I go from Samak to Tav. So, um, I was reading a psalm just a while ago. I think it's one of the ones that would be good for the covertly persecuted. Oh, looks like I got some notes pertaining to the shepherd. Psalms 37. Do not fret as the green herb. Trust in Yah and do good. Dwell in the land and feed on his faithfulness. Delight yourself also in Yah, and he shall give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to Yah. Trust also in him, and he shall bring it to pass. He shall bring forth you pissed off. And then I just pray incessantly. Don't react to it. And it's like the sun shining in around noonday. You thought it was gonna be a shitty day, but it wasn't, right? Because you didn't overreact. You didn't decide and commit to a bad way. You didn't tolerate rotten fruit. Rest in Yah and wait patiently for him. Do not fret because of him who prospers in his way, because of the man who brings wicked schemes to pass. Cease from anger and forsake wrath. Do not fret, it only causes harm. That's was reminding me about Shepherd of Hermes and the book of Colossians. For evildoers shall be cut off, but those who wait on Yah, they shall inherit the earth. For yet a little while, and the wicked shall be no more. Indeed, you will look carefully for his place, but it shall be no more. But the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. The wicked plots against the just, and gnashes at him with his teeth. That part, the meek shall inherit the earth, and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. That reminds me of I am come that they may have life and have it more abundantly. John 17, Yahusha manifesting our Heavenly Father's name. The wicked plots again, verse 12 of Psalms 37 we're in right now. The wicked plots against the just and gnashes at him with his teeth. Yah laughs at him, for he sees that his day is coming. Conduct. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. So, yeah, if you're covertly persecuted, scriptures like this are good for you. Make sure you're suffering for righteousness' sake, though, because you can decide to become darkened and do wickedly yourself and utilize what's happening around you with enemies encamped around you and that to justify you being darkened and getting all fixated and bent out of shape about that. This is a chapter that's telling you to not get all bent out of shape and to not be fretting, because that'll do you harm. Realize that Yah is sovereign and walk in his light. All right. A little the wicked have drawn the sword and have bent their bow to cast down the poor and needy, to slay those who are of upright conduct. Their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. It's like what I was seeing this like spiritually at one point, when somebody draws a bow, right, to release an arrow. It's like they're doing that backwards without realizing it, If you're standing firm, faithful to your Heavenly Father and Son, what they end up doing is releasing it, and they actually have the arrow and right into their chest. And it's like you could even try to warn them that that's what they're doing, but then they do it. They go and do it anyways, and they end up partaking in their own slaughter. So the sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. A little that a righteous man has is better than the riches of many wicked. For the arms of the wicked shall be broken, but Yah upholds the righteous. Yah knows the days of the upright, and their inheritance shall be forever. They shall not be ashamed in the evil time, and in the days of famine they shall be satisfied. But the wicked shall perish, and the enemies of Yah, like the splendor of the meadows, shall vanish. Into smoke they shall vanish away. The wicked borrows and does not repay, but the righteous shows mercy and gives. For those blessed by him shall inherit the earth, but those cursed by him shall be cut off. That borrows and does not repay reminds me of that part of Shepherd of Hermes that says, don't give into falsehood, right? You know, because yeah, it gives you his spirit. So if you think it's all right to lie and bear false witness in that, right, you're robbing, yeah, of you know, you're accepting falsehood, right? The steps of a good man are ordered by Yah, and he delights in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for Yah upholds him. Steps of a good man are ordered by Yah, and he delights in his way. Though he fall, he shall not be utterly cast down, for Yah upholds him with his hand. So would fall even 7 times and surely get up, right? And not to condone people's sin and negligence, right? Be serious. I'm old, yet I have not seen the righteous forsaken, nor his descendants begging bread. He is ever merciful and lends, and his descendants are blessed. Depart from wisdom. True wisdom is easy to be entreated. This is important to know. This is something that saved my life. If you have bitter envy and self-seeking in your hearts, do not boast and lie against the truth. This wisdom does not descend from above, but is earthly, sensual, demonic. For where envy and self-seeking exist, confusion and every evil thing are there. But the wisdom that is from above is first pure, then peaceable, gentle, willing to yield, full of mercy and good fruits, without partiality and without hypocrisy. Now the root of righteousness is sown in peace by those who make peace. And this is a New King James Bible, so it doesn't have that same wording, easy to be entreated. That part's important, you know. You ask a direct, sincere question, and you want a direct, sincere answer. So, the mouth of the righteous speaks wisdom, and his tongue talks of justice. The law of his is in his heart, none of his steps shall slide. The wicked watches the righteous and seeks to slay him. Yah will not leave him in his hand, nor condemn him when he is judged. So don't worry about liars and wait. Wait on Yah and keep his way, and he shall exalt you to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, you shall see it. I have seen the wicked in great power and spreading himself like a native green tree. Yet he passed away, and behold, he was no more. Indeed, I sought him, but he could not be found. This reminds me of Isaiah 46, Jeremiah 10, 1 Corinthians 11. Mark the blameless man and observe the upright, for the future of that man is peace, but the transgressors shall be destroyed together. The future of the wicked shall be cut off. But the salvation of the righteous is from Yah. He is their strength in the time of trouble, right? What's the helmet of salvation? Remember Exodus 3. And Yah shall help them and deliver them. He shall deliver them from the wicked and save them because they trust in him. So let's get to that Otiot. Wonder if I've been saying that right. Otiot. So I'm going to quickly read up to where we were before here. Blessed are the, and again, not everybody's Bibles would have this. I've noticed some Bibles don't. Fortunately, this one, right. And then there's the characters, the actual characters from the Otiot. So we're not learning Hebrew right now. These characters are important though. So, blessed are the undefiled in the way, who walk in the law of Yah. Blessed are those who keep his testimonies, who seek him with the whole heart. They also do no iniquity. They walk in his ways, right? So after learning about what we have from Shepherd of Hermes, you don't hearken to messengers of iniquity, right? You guard against messengers of iniquity within your vessel. You have commanded us to keep your precepts diligently. Oh, that my ways were directed to keep your statutes. In your righteous judgments, I will keep your statutes. Oh, do not forsake me utterly. Now from Beth, remember, house, dwelling place. Get your house in order, right? And then you can see things more clearly. If you have enemies encamped around you, if you have enemies right within your 3D household, right? You are able to be freely forgiving, understanding not of your own strength, and love your enemies to the point that hopefully they will not be enemies anymore. How can a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed according to your word. With my whole heart have I sought you. Oh, let me not wander from your commandments. Your word I have hidden in my heart, that I might not sin against you. Blessed are you, O Yah. Teach me your statutes. With my lips I have declared all the judgments of your mouth. I have rejoiced in the way of your testimonies as much as in all riches. I'll meditate on your precepts and contemplate your ways. I will delight myself in your statutes. I will not forget your word. I don't want to have to go through a Jonah thing again. I've messed up in a lot of ways. Praise Yah for showing me anything. Deal bountifully with your servant, that I may live and keep your word. Open my eyes that I may see wondrous things from your law. I am a stranger in the earth. Do not hide your commandments from me. My soul breaks with longing for your judgments at all times. Are you a pilgrim and sojourner? Right? Do you realize that you're captive, or are you too captivated by the things in your captivity to realize your condition and how you need our Heavenly Father and His Son? You rebuke the proud, the cursed who stray from your commandments. Remove from me reproach and contempt, for I have kept your testimonies. Princes also sit and speak against me, but your servant meditates on your statutes. Your testimonies also are my delight and my counselors. Remember, the spirit of prophecy is the testimony of Yeshua. Right? The testimony of Yeshua is the spirit of prophecy. And so remember, hear ye him, right? This is my beloved, in whom I am well pleased. Right? The letters in red are really important. Yahushua's showing you how to navigate in these times. So, verse 25, my soul clings to the dust. Revive me according to your word. I have declared my ways, and you answered me. Teach me your statutes. Make me understand the way of your precepts. So shall I meditate on your wonderful works. My soul melts from heaviness. Strengthen me according to your word. Remove from me the way of lying, and grant me your law graciously. I have chosen the way of truth. Your judgments I have laid before me. I cling to your testimonies. O yeah, do not put me to shame. I'll run the course of your commandments, for you shall enlarge my heart. The doors of your heart. Hey, we're in on that one, the fifth character. So, verse 33 of Psalms 119. Teach me, O yeah, the way of your statutes, and I shall keep it to the end. Give me understanding, and I shall keep your law. Indeed, I shall observe it with my whole heart. Make me walk in the path of your commandments, for I delight in it. Incline my heart to your testimonies, and not to covetousness. Turn away my eyes from looking at worthless things, and revive me in your way. Establish your word to your servant, who is devoted to fearing you. Turn away my reproach, which I dread, for your judgments are good. Behold, I long for your precepts. Revive me in your righteousness. Verse 41, let your mercies come also to me, O yeah, your salvation according to your word. Is salvation according to his word, the name, the memorial to all generations? So shall I have an answer for him who reproaches me. For I trust in your word, and take not the word of truth utterly out of my mouth. For I have hoped in your ordinances. So shall I keep your law continually forever and ever, and I will walk at liberty, for I seek your precepts. I will speak of your testimonies also before kings, and will not be ashamed. And I will delight myself in your commandments, which I love. My hands also will lift up to your commandments, which I love, and I will meditate on your statutes. Remember Lamentations 2 and 3, Isaiah 51, Jeremiah 30. Remember the word to your servant, upon which you have caused me to hope. This is my comfort in my affliction, for your word has given me life. The poor have me in great derision, yet I do not turn aside from your law. I remember your judgments of old, O yeah, and have comforted myself. Indignation has taken hold of me because of the wicked who forsake your law. Your statutes have been my songs in the house of my pilgrimage. Pilgrims and sojourners, praise, yeah. I remember your name in the night. Oh, yeah, I keep your law. This has become mine because I kept your precepts. You are my portion, oh, yeah. I have said that I would keep your words. I entreated your favor with my whole heart. Be merciful to me according to your word. I thought about my ways and turned my feet to your testimonies. I made haste and did not delay to keep your commandments. The cords of the wicked have bound me, but I have not forgotten your law. At midnight I will rise to give thanks to you because of your righteous judgments. I am a companion of all who fear you and of those who keep your precepts. The earth, oh yeah, is full of your mercy. Teach me your statutes. Verse 65. You have dealt well with your servant, O yeah, according to your word. Teach me good judgment and knowledge, for I believe your commandments. Before I was afflicted, I went astray, but now I keep your word. You are good and do good. Teach me your statutes. He says, before I was afflicted, I went astray, right? And some of you, if you're covertly persecuted, you want to get to the point where you could say, it is good that I've been afflicted, because you realize how astray you were going. The proud have forged a lie against me, but I will keep your precepts with my whole heart. Their heart is as fat as grease, but I delight in your law. It is good for me that I have been afflicted, that I may learn your statutes. The law of your mouth is better to me than thousands of coins of gold and silver. Yod. This one, yeah, that was that outstretched arm. Your hands have made me and fashioned me. Give me understanding that I may learn your commandments. Those who fear you will be glad when they see me, because I have hoped in your word. I know, oh yeah, that your judgments are right, and that in faithfulness you have afflicted me. Let, I pray, your merciful kindness be for me a comfort according to your word to your servant. Let your tender mercies come to me that I may live, for your law is my delight. Let the proud be ashamed, for they treated me wrongfully with falsehood. But I will meditate on your precepts. Let those who fear you turn to me, those who know your testimonies. Let my heart be blameless regarding your statutes, that I may not be ashamed. My soul faints for your salvation, but I hope in your word. My eyes fail from searching your word, saying, when will you comfort me? For I become like a wineskin in smoke. Yet I do not forget your statutes. How many are the days of your servant? When will you execute judgment on those who persecute me? The proud have dug pits for me, which is not according to your law. All your commandments are faithful. They persecute me wrongfully. Help me. They almost made an end of me on earth, but I did not forsake your precepts. Revive me according to your loving kindness, so that I may keep the testimonies of your forever. Oh yeah, your word is settled in heaven. Your faithfulness endures to all generations. You establish the earth. You establish the. I have sought your precepts. The wicked wait for me to destroy me, but I will consider your testimonies. I have seen the consummation of all perfection. My feet from every evil way, that I may keep your word. I have not departed from your judgments, for you yourself have taught me. How sweet are your seed one here says. Sorry if you couldn't. I'll look the camera in a while when I get to where we left off last time. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. I have sworn and confirmed that I will keep your righteous judgments. I am afflicted very much. Revive me, O yeah, according to your word. Accept, I pray thee, the freewill offerings of my mouth, O yeah, and teach me your judgments. My life is continually in my hand, yet I do not forget your law. The wicked have laid a snare for me, yet I have not strayed from your precepts. Your testimonies I have taken as a heritage forever, for they are the rejoicing of my. You could go get a. I found what helped me with this, kind of like this is this is something I look forward to what Yah wants to show his servants with it. He's shown me some life-saving things. So we've from Aleph 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. It's like 22 and then 22 chapters of Revelation. I think there's 22 characters. Hold on. You got to see them again. There's good diagrams online. Get one of those. You draw it out for yourself. So if you have a Bible that they're mentioned in more places than just Psalms 119, I think that's a good place to start, though, to kind of get a gist of what Yah would be revealing, more to be revealed. So, hang on a sec. Really curious here. Okay. 22, and there's 22 chapters of Revelation, and so I find that really interesting. Okay, we're on Samak. Don't know if I've been saying some of this right. This one is support, turning aside, twisting, and protection. So let's check that out. We're reading from verse 113 of Psalms 119. I hate the double-minded, but I love your law. You are my hiding place and my shield. I hope in your word. Depart from me, you evildoers, for I will keep the commandments of my Creator. Uphold me according to your word, that I may live, and do not let me be ashamed of my hope. Hold me up, and I shall be safe, and I shall the wicked of the earth like dross. Therefore I love your testimonies. My flesh trembles for fear of you, and I am afraid of your judgments. Don't be double minded. Don't be double hearted. Don't be double tongued. Don't be shifty. Be The next character looks like an eyeball. I see, understand, insight, perceive. I am understanding. I am insight. I am perception. I have done justice and righteousness. Do not leave me to my oppressors. Be surety for your servant for good. Do not let the proud oppress me. My eyes fail from seeking your salvation and your righteous word. Deal with your servant according to your mercy and teach me your statutes. I am your servant. Right? Exodus 3, he gave Moses a provision. The great I am gave Moses a provision. He said to Moses that Moses would be like God unto Pharaoh and unto his brother Aaron. Right? Moses wasn't the Almighty. Yahushua wasn't the Almighty. But if you could see that being manifested in John 17, there's part of the high calling there. So, verse 125, I am your servant, give me understanding that I may know your testimonies. It is time for you to act, O Yah, for they have regarded your law as void. Therefore I love your commandments more than gold, yes, than fine gold. Therefore all your precepts concerning all things I consider to be right. I hate every false way. Your testimonies are wonderful. Therefore my soul keeps them. The entrance of your words gives light. It gives, we were at that eye one, and then the next one is mouth. It doesn't quite look like a mouth, it's pay. So that one is mouth, speak, and open. All right. Your testimonies are wonderful. Therefore, my soul keeps them. The entrance of your words gives light. It gives understanding to the simple. Praise Yah. I opened my mouth and panted, for I longed for your commandments. Look upon me and be merciful to me, as your custom is toward those who love your name. I am love. Direct, verse 133. Direct my steps by your word, and let no iniquity have dominion over me. Redeem me from the oppression of man, that I may keep your precepts. Right? Are you being oppressed? Oppressed Zion, right? Are you being captivated and coerced? Coerced Zion, right? Look to your Redeemer. Look to your salvation. Verse 135, make your face shine upon your servant and teach me your statutes. Rivers of water run down from my eyes because men do not keep your law. Next one is Sade. One sec. This one is to pull a hook, desire, harvest. As in bats. Sade. Guess that's how you say it. That's how you say it. Where'd everybody go? If there's covertly persecuted ones coming around here, like I really want ones that want to go read line upon line in that, right? They want to focus on the right solution. Keep listening. quit getting distracted, right? You'll just you'll end up regretting it. If you, I speak from experience because I was a dumbass multiple times, right? Uh, got distracted from what was already getting revealed, and then yeah, got the floor mopped with me, kind of. And yeah, I've had the right information right in front of my face before, and didn't hearken properly. It's not a good feeling. Want to try to prevent others from doing that to themselves. Verse 137, righteous are you, O yeah, and upright are your testimonies. Your testimonies which you have commanded are righteous and very faithful. My zeal has consumed me because my enemies have forgotten your words. Your word is very pure, therefore your servant loves it. I am small and despised, yet I do not forget your precepts. Right? Jacob is small. Your righteousness is an everlasting righteousness, and your law is truth. Trouble and anguish have overtaken me, yet your commandments are my delights. The righteousness of your testimonies is everlasting. Give me understanding, and I shall live. The next one is Kof. It looks like this. That Q1 Kof. What is final? What is behind? Last, least, final, future. Okay, so I cry out with my whole heart. Hear me, oh yeah, I will keep your statutes. I cry out to you. Save me, and I will keep your testimonies. I rise before the dawning of the morning and cry for help. I hope in your word. My eyes are awake through the night watches, that I may meditate on your word. Hear my voice according to your loving kindness. O yeah, revive me according to your justice. They draw near who follow after wickedness. They are far from your law. You are near, O yeah, and all your commandments are truth. Concerning your testimonies, I have known of old that you have founded them forever. Consider my affliction and deliver me, for I do not forget. Oh, okay. The next one looks like a guy's head. Resh. Most important person. Consider my affliction and deliver me, for I do not forget your law. Plead my cause and redeem me. Revive me according to your word. Salvation is far from the wicked, for they do not seek your statutes, right? So don't be afraid, right? They're coming. They're coming for you, and they don't have their helmet of salvation. Great are your and let no man take your crown. Great are your tender mercies, O yeah, revive me according to your judgments. Many are my persecutors and my enemies, yet I do not turn from your testimonies. I see the treacherous and am disgusted, because they do not keep your word. Consider how I love your precepts. Revive me, O yeah, according to your loving kindness. The entirety of your word is truth, and every one of your righteous judgments endures forever. Next one is Shin, and it looks kind of like a W, and then the next one is kind of looks like a crossroads. Consume, destroy. Figured there would be more meanings for some of these than what I had written down. Princes persecute me without a cause, but my heart stands in awe of your word. I rejoice at your word as one who finds great treasure. I hate and abhor lying, but I love your law. 7 times a day I praise you because of your righteous judgments. Great peace have those who love your law, and nothing causes them to stumble. Yeah, I hope for your salvation, and I do your commandments. My soul keeps your testimonies, and I love them exceedingly. I keep your precepts and your testimonies, for all my ways are before you. And then the last character, Ta, Aleph in the Ta. I think this person in the lives that keeps doing that has a demon on them. That said, they've done that in multiple lives. Just went and from like some song that people are saying or something. We're in Psalms 119, so you got a couple, you know, could open up and read there instead of just repeating a number every time you come in here. I hope you'll snap out of that. This seems like pretty pointless what you've been doing there. Are you trying to curse me or something? Not working. Psalms 169. Let my cry come before you, O yeah, give me understanding according to your word. Let my supplication come before you, deliver me according to your word. My lips shall utter praise, for you teach me your statutes. My tongue shall speak of your word, for all your commandments are righteous. Let your hand become my help, for I have chosen your precepts. I long for your salvation, O yeah, and your law is my delight. Let my soul live, and it shall praise you, and let your judgments help me. I have gone astray like a lost sheep. Like your servant, for I do not forget your commandments. Praise yeah. All right. That was yeah. Go through this. It'd be cool if somebody had time, right? There could be more pressing things for you to be, you know, partaking of in your daily bread. Hopefully you're reading every day. If you go look into this, I'd like to hear anything you've gleaned though. Is this person that's been commenting still there? I want to try to help people snap out of their folly, right? I want a fiery coal to touch your mouth, not be scorching you away on your head, right? Since you kept on repeating that number, I decided to go to a certain psalm. Maybe this will help you. Maybe this is for a reason. Yeah, be merciful to us and bless us and cause his face to shine upon us, that your way may be known on earth, your salvation among all nations. Let the peoples praise you, O yeah, let all the peoples praise you. O let the nations be glad and sing for joy, for you shall judge the people righteously and govern the nations on earth. Let the peoples praise you, O yeah, let all the peoples praise you. Then the earth shall yield her increase. Yeah, our own Creator shall bless us. He shall bless us, and all the ends of the earth shall fear him. All right. There'll be more to this side. I wanted to get through this because there's a couple big parts where Exodus 3 was jumping out to me. Like this is a lot of places you could not see it, or you could be seeing it and just denying it. You don't want to be like Peter after Yahushua was arrested, denying the name that Yahushua was manifesting. Malachi chapter 1. This one was interesting to me. It is very interesting. So, the burden of the word of Yah to Israel by Malachi. Israel, beloved of Yah. I have loved you, says Yah. Yet you say, in what way have you loved us? Was not Esau Jacob's brother? Says Yah. Yet Jacob I have loved, but Esau I have hated, and laid waste his mountains and his heritage for the jackals of the wilderness. And I believe that people have a choice, right? If they want to be hardened in iniquity, they could choose to be like an Edomite, right? And, lie in wait against their brother and that. But, you could overcome like Jacob too, right? There's people that still have time to repent. Even though Edom has said, we have been impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus says Yah of hosts, they may build, but I will throw down. They shall be called the territory of wickedness, and the people against whom Yah will have indignation forever. Your eyes shall see, and you shall say, Yah is magnified beyond the border of Israel. A son honors his father, and a servant his master. Right, Exodus 3 here. If then I am the father, where is my honor? And if I am a master, where is my reverence? Says Yah of hosts, to you priests who despise my name. You remember Isaiah 52? Yet you say, in what way have we despised your name? You offer defiled food on my altar, but say, in what way have we defiled you? By saying, the table of Yah is contemptible. And when you offer the blind as a sacrifice, is it not evil? And when you offer the lame and sick, is it not evil? Right? Is the fall of those people, is treading over the poor, expedient to Yah's will? Offer it then to your governor. Would he be pleased with you? Would he accept you favorably, says Yah of hosts? But now entreat Yah's favor that he may be gracious to us while this is being done by your hands. Will he accept you favorably, says Yah of hosts? Who is there even among you who would shut the doors so that you would not kindle fire on my altar in vain? I have no pleasure in you, says Yah of hosts, nor will accept an offering from your hands. For from the rising of the sun even to its going down, my name shall be great among the Gentiles. Rejoice, you Gentiles, with his people. In every place incense shall be offered to my name, and a pure offering. For my name shall be great among the nations, says Yah of hosts. But you profane it, in that you say the table of Yah is defiled, and its food is contemptible. You also say, oh, what a weariness, and you sneer at it, says Yah of hosts. And you bring the stolen, the lame, and the sick. Thus you bring an offering. Should I accept this from your hand, says Yah? But cursed be the deceiver, who has in his flock a male and takes a vow, but sacrifices to Yah what is blemished. For I am a great king, says Yah of hosts, and my name is to be feared among the nations. Let's see what we're at for got a decent amount of charge here still, so I don't know where all right. Okay, so Exodus 3. I was reading this today again, and then another part stood out that and Yah said, I have surely seen the oppression of my people who are in Egypt, and have heard their cry because of their taskmasters. For I know their sorrows, so I have come down to deliver them out of the hand of the Egyptians, and to bring them up from the land to a good and large land, to a land flowing with milk and honey, to the place of the Canaanites and the Hittites and the Amorites and the Perizzites and the Hivites and the Jebusites. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel has come to me, right? The cries of the poor have lifted into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath. And I have also seen the oppression with which the Egyptians oppress them. Come now, therefore, and I will send you to Pharaoh, that you may bring my people, the children of Israel, out of Egypt. But Moses said to Yah, who am I that I should go to Pharaoh, and that I should bring the children of Israel out of Egypt? See, Yah gives Moses a provision at the burning bush that happened at Horeb, right? What about everything desired at Horeb? So he said, I will certainly be with you, and this shall be a sign to you that I have sent you. When you have brought the people out of Egypt, you shall serve Yah on this mountain. Then Moses said to Yah, indeed, when I come to the children of Israel and say to them, Yah of your fathers has sent me to you, and they say to me, what is his name? What shall I say to them? And Yah said to Moses, I am who I am. And he said, thus you shall say to the children of Israel, I am has sent me to you. Moreover, Yah said to Moses, thus you shall say to the children of Israel, Yah, creator of your fathers, of Abraham, of Isaac, and of Jacob, has sent me to you. This is my name forever. This is my memorial to all generations. Right? And then this was okay. So then in verse 10, then Moses said to Yah, oh Yah, I am not eloquent neither before nor since you have spoken to your servant, but I am slow of speech and slow of tongue. Right. So he was just given a provision, and then he's going against it. Like bringing his name to naught. So and there's hope, like repent for using your mouth improperly, right? Don't blaspheme the worthy name by which you're called. So Yah said to him, who has made man's mouth, or who makes the mute, the deaf, the seeing, or the blind? Have not I, Yah? Now therefore go, and I will be with your mouth, and teach you what you shall say. And then so there's something about the poor and the blind, right, and the deaf there. And then Isaiah 42, verse 19. Who is as blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger whom I send? Who is as blind as he who is perfect, and blind as Yah's servant? Seeing many things, but you do not observe, opening the ears, but he does not hear. Yah knows those who belong to him. So there's these ones. Reminds me of the 11th hour harvest workers. Yah loves his oddballs. And you got that part that shame on Corey. Read this chapter multiple times and then didn't see this part about those beautiful blind, deaf, and dumb people. You shall not cheat your neighbor nor rob him. The wages of him who is hired shall not remain with you all night until morning. You shall not curse the deaf, nor put a stumbling block before the blind, but shall fear your Creator. I am Yah. In Exodus 3. You shall not do injustice in judgment. You shall not be partial to the poor, nor honor the person of the mighty. In righteousness you shall judge your neighbor. Right? Don't judge by the seeing of the eyes or the hearing of the ears. Judge righteous judgment. And not everything's all cut and dry. Book of Sirach says sometimes there's a slanderer behind the scenes. People read things wrong. We've all fallen short of the glory of Yah. So people gotta watch themselves and not And they got to chickadee check themselves so they don't wreck themselves. Let's see if I could. Praise, yeah. Praise, yeah. Uh, I did. I was like, I'm gonna try to find that part because I didn't know exactly what chapter it was. And then it was right there. Oh yes, yes. um, Luke 14. Take the lowly place. This is also in Proverbs 25, right? Um, praise ya. Proverbs 25, and so do not exalt yourself in the presence of the king, and do not stand in the place of the great, for it is better that he say to you, come up here, than you should be put lower in the presence of the prince whom your eyes have seen. And also another good one from Proverbs 25, as cold water to a weary soul, so is good news from a far country, right? So blessed are those that give the little ones a cup of cold water to drink, right? You know, seeing somebody has repented and is walking in truth and righteousness is beautiful to me. I'm gonna read some of Luke 14 here. Oop. Has not yet chose the poor. So, Luke 14. Now it happened as he went into the house of one of the rulers of the Pharisees to eat bread on the Sabbath, that they watched him closely. And behold, there was a certain man before him who had the dropsy. And Yeshua answering spoke to the lawyers and Pharisees, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath? But they kept silent, and he took him and healed him and let him go. Then he answered them, saying, which of you having a donkey or an ox that has fallen into a pit will not immediately pull him out Sabbath day? They could not answer him regarding these things. This is that where that take the lowly place, I think. This is so beautiful. I love this. I'll tell this story again. When I was homeless before I had met my wife. It's hot in this room. One sec. Let me go to the other room. Oh, Israel. Hi, buddy. So, yeah, I've told this story a lot of times, and I like telling it. When I was homeless, before I met my wife, there was a night that the trains shut down early, and I was trying to find a place to stay in this big city. The trains had shut down, and ended up in a bus shelter. It started raining, and there was other people there that weren't homeless. There was a grumpy old lady that had a falling out with her sister, a crippled drunk guy, a drug addict couple, and a guy that had went to have like a change, right? So he had a beard hair and some breasts, and he said that he knew the world had deceived him, and God was God was working with him. We all stayed all up all throughout the night, talking about God like all night, and it's like I didn't realize till afterwards. It's like that was. It's like, yeah, it was giving me examples of what the 11th hour harvest workers would look like. Beautiful oddball sort of people, right? And then so this scripture is one of my favorite scriptures ever. So he told a parable to those who were invited when he noted how they chose the best places, saying to them, when you are invited by anyone to a wedding feast, do not sit down in the best place, lest one more honorable than you be invited by him. And he who invited you and him come and say to you, give place to this man, and then you begin with shame to take the lowest place. But when you are invited, go and sit down in the lowest place, so that when he who invited you comes, he may say to you, friend, go up higher. Then you will have glory in the presence of those who sit at the table with you. So, if you find yourself in the wedding supper, seek the lowest place. Don't just presumptuously take a spot, because it looks to me like some of those people get cast out. For whoever exalts himself will be humbled, and he who humbles himself will be exalted. Right? Could you picture like some like wicked wolf pastors and stuff going and sitting down at the table, and then they don't have an official garment, so they get thrown out of the wedding, and then they thought they were all good, sitting pretty, as they say it. Verse 12. Then he also said to him who invited him, when you give a dinner or a supper, do not ask your friends, your brothers, your relatives, nor rich neighbors, lest they also invite you back and you be repaid. But when you give a feast, invite the poor, the maimed, the lame, the blind, and you will be blessed, because they cannot repay you, for you shall be repaid at the resurrection of the just. So how do you not be an unjust steward, right? Are you willing to be like the suffering servant? Are you willing to be like Moses, who got abased? Or do you want to elevate in an Egyptian world? Do you want the best position, right? It's praise, yeah. Oh, and then I'm gonna read this part too, and I think I'll plug the phone back in for now. We wanted to have a Google Meet or something for some covertly persecuted, so that we can sharpen iron in that. So hopefully there's some that want to do that. Don't know exactly when yet. It'd be blessed, if we could meet together and then go and find these oddball people, right? These beautiful, dumb, lame, blind people that belong to and I ain't saying that redundantly at all. I love those beautiful people. I've gotten the pleasure of meeting some of them in my life. The parable of the great supper. Now when one of those who sat at the table with him heard these things, he said to him, blessed is he who shall eat bread in the kingdom of Yah. Then he said to him, a certain man gave a great supper and invited many, and sent his servant at supper time to say to those who were invited, come, for all things are now ready. But they all with one accord began to make excuses. The first said to him, I have bought a piece of ground, and I must go and see it. I ask you to have me excused. And another said, I have brought 5 yoke of oxen, and I am going to test them. I ask you to have me excused. Still another said, I have married a wife, and therefore I cannot come. So that servant came and reported these things to his master. Then the master of the house, being angry, said to his servant, go out quickly into the streets and lanes of the city, and bring in here the poor, the maimed, and the lame, and the blind. And the servant said, master, it is done as you commanded, and still there is room. Then the master said to the servant, go out into the highways and hedges, and compel them to come in, that my house may be filled. For I say to you that none of those men who were invited shall taste my supper. So those ones that stay unjust, more to be revealed. James 5. That's been a key that's been getting so deep. Praise, yeah. Because before I could see, I was blind, I was veiled, I was screwing up bad, and I want to see these beautiful people that have been downtrodden in the kingdom, James 5. Probably read this like probably a handful of times already. I want to keep reading it. It's before seeing that part in Leviticus 19, there was this. I heard the cries of the poor have lifted up into the ears of the Lord of Sabbath, and I was like, is that in Scripture? Yeah, it's right there in James 5. Come now, you rich, weep and howl for your miseries that are coming upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver are corroded, and their corrosion will be a witness against you, and you will eat your flesh like fire. You have reaped up treasures in the last days. Indeed, the wages of the laborers who mowed your fields, which you kept back by fraud, cry out, and the cries of the reapers have reached the ears of the Lord of Sabbath. You have lived on the earth in pleasure and luxury. You have fattened your hearts as in a day of slaughter. You have condemned, you have murdered the just, and he does not resist you. Therefore be patient, my brethren, until the coming of Yah. See how the farmer waits for the precious fruit of the earth, waiting patiently for it until it receives the early and latter rain. You also be patient, establish your hearts, for the coming of Yah is at hand. Do not grumble against one another, brethren, lest you be condemned. Behold, the judge is standing at the door. My brethren, take the prophets who spoke in the name of Yah as an example of suffering and patience, right? In the name of I am, remember Exodus 3, as an example of suffering and patience. Indeed, we count them blessed who endure. I am patience, I am endurance. You have heard of the perseverance of Job and seen the end intended by Yah, that Yah is very compassionate and merciful. But above all, my brethren, do not swear either by heaven or by earth or with any other oath, but let your yes be yes and your no, no, lest you fall into judgment. Is any among you suffering? Let him pray. Is anyone cheerful? Let him sing psalms. Is anyone among you sick? Let him call for the elders of the church, and let them pray over him, anointing him with oil in the name of Yah, and the prayer of faith will save the sick, and Yah will raise him up, and if he has committed sins, he will be forgiven. Confess your trespasses to one another, and pray for one another, that you may be healed. The effective, fervent prayer of a righteous man avails much. Elijah was a man with a nature like ours, and he prayed earnestly that it would not rain, and it did not rain on the land for 3 years and 6 months. And he prayed again, and the heaven gave rain, and the earth produced its fruit. Brethren, if anyone among you wanders from the truth, and someone turns him back, let him know that he who turns a sinner from the error of his way will save a soul from death and cover a multitude of sins. And again, make sure to use that rod of authority properly. So I like reading, and I want to be around some others that like that too. I lift up my eyes to the hills, from whence comes my help. My help comes from Yah, who made heaven and earth. He will not allow your keeper, Yah is your shade at your right hand. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. Yah shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul. Yah shall preserve your going out and your coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. I was reading that earlier, and I wanted to read it again. That was Psalms 121. There's prayers. Make sure you're being diligent and earnest and sincere in your walk, because you could be going through some necessary afflictions at times, like the shepherd of Hermes said. Some of these prayers, though, you can pray them. They're deliverance prayers, right? Don't take some of the deliverance prayers like you see out there. People presumptuously thinking they ought to pray against principalities and stuff, and then they end up getting the floor mopped with them. Psalms 120. In my distress I cried to Yah, and he heard me. Deliver my soul, O Yah, from lying lips and from a deceitful tongue. What shall be given to you, or what shall be done to you? You false tongue, sharp arrows of the warrior with coals of the broom tree. Woe is me that I dwell in Meshech, that I dwell among the tents of Kedar. My soul has dwelt too long with one who hates peace. I am for peace, but when I speak, they are for war. Ooh. Oh, I was talking about James 5, so when I've done that, I've meant to go and grab that part from Shepherd of Hermes that was another connecting piece to what Yah wills for us to attend to. In spirit and in truth, in word and in deed. I think I shared where it, while I was reading it, I had shared where it was exactly. And I still recommend reading this book. I've still been trying to diligently pay attention to this. Being all over the place in scriptures is way better than being all over the place, being dragged around in the world, being captivated and strung here and there, and feeling like your suffering is going to drag on and on and on because you're hearkening to the lies of the great drag on. You don't want to do that. Stop doing that. I did it. It wasn't worth it. Okay. All right, it's somewhere up here. Okay. My phone's at like 15%. I think it could be expedient to just read the whole commandment here again, though. So, because it's from Commandment 8. And yeah, as reminders are trustworthy. So if there's somebody that ought to be reminded, then be reminded. Have proper repentance and all right, Commandment 8, that we must flee from evil and do good. I have told you, he said, that there are two kinds of creatures of Yah, and there is a twofold abstinence. From some things, therefore, you must abstain, and from others not. I answered, declare to me, sir, from what I must abstain and from what not. Listen, he said, keep yourself from evil and do it not, but abstain not from good, but do it. For if you will abstain from what is good and not do it, you will sin. Abstain therefore from all evil, and you will know all righteousness. Right? Don't abstain from good, because then you could go and do wickedly, right? Like Ezekiel 18 or 33. It's if the righteous starts trusting in their own righteousness and starts doing wickedly, they're like, I did all this good stuff, right? Like, and then they're not seeing that they're going wayward within themselves. Abstain from fornication, abstain from all appearance of evil. As strangers and pilgrims, abstain from fleshly lusts, which war against the soul. To him that knoweth to do good and doeth it not, to him it is sin. That's from James 4:17 I have written here. I said, what evil things are they from which I must abstain? Pay attention, he said.
from adultery, from drunkenness, from riots, from excess of eating, from daintiness and dishonesty, from pride, from fraud, from lying, from detraction, from hypocrisy, from remembrance of injuries. That one's important if you're covertly persecuted. You don't want to sit there ruminating all the time about what you've been through, looking back like Lot's wife. And from all evil speaking. So here, reading a little bit of notes here. Gotta trying to do it quick so I could get my phone charged decently in case the brother wanted to go fishing with me tonight. Here, daintiness refers to a finnick instance on eating only the most delectable foods. Incline not my heart to any evil thing to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties. Psalms 141 and 4. Put a knife to thy throat if thou be a man given appetite. That's actually from verse 23. Psalms 141, Psalms, and that's a good one about the what's going on within yourself. There's a lot of scriptures like that. You want to watch yourself, and of course, pay what you've gleaned forward, because like as we just read there, if you abstain from what's good and don't do it, then you'll sin, right? It's a good way to go nuts if you got spiritual talents and you don't pay it forward. So, and into whatsoever city you enter and they receive you, eat such things as are set before you. Take no thought for your life, what you shall, neither for the body, what ye shall put on. Whether therefore you eat or drink, whatsoever you do, do all to the glory of Yah. For these are the work, and he's into, that was a note, right? So lying, things like lying, detraction, hypocrisy, remembrance of injury, evil speaking, which has mostly to do with slander. For these are the works of iniquity, for which the servant of Yah must abstain. For he that cannot keep himself from these things cannot live to Yah. But here he said what follows of these kinds of things, for indeed there are many more from which the servant of Yah must abstain, from theft and cheating, from false witness, from covetousness, from boasting, and all other similar things. Do these things seem to you to be evil or not? Indeed, they are very evil to the servants of Yah. For this reason, the servant of Yah must abstain from all these works. Keep yourself therefore from them, and you may live to Yah, and be written among those that abstain from them. And thus have I shown what things you must avoid. Now learn from what you must not abstain. Abstain not from any good works, but do them. Here he said, what virtue of these good works is which you must do, that you may be saved. The first of all is faith, and the fear of Yah, then charity, concord, equity, truth, patience, and chastity. There is nothing better than these things in the life of men, who will keep and do them. Here next what follows these, whoever keeps them, not abstaining from them, will be happy in his life. And that's true. Some James 5 stuff right here. To minister to the widows, not to despise the fatherless and poor, to redeem the servants of Yah from necessity, to be hospitable, for in hospitality there is sometimes great fruit. Not to be contentious, but be quiet, to be humble above all men, to reverence the age, to labor, to be righteous, to respect the brotherhood, to bear affronts, to be long-suffering, not to cast away those that have fallen from the faith, but to convert them and make them be of good cheer. That last part of James 5 here, right? Restoring the sinner that repents. Right? Brethren, if anyone among you wanders from the truth and someone turns him back, let him know that he who turns a sinner from the error of his way will save a soul from death and cover a multitude of sins. Right? Not to cast away. those that have fallen from the faith, but to convert them and make them be of good cheer, to admonish sinners, not to oppress those that are debtors, and all other things of a like kind, not to remember injuries, to comfort those who labor, those who struggle in their minds. Do these things seem to you to be good or not? And I said, what can be better than these works? Live then, he said, in these commandments, and do not depart from them, for if you will keep all these commandments, you will live to yeah, and all they that will keep these commandments will live to yeah. Again, I do recommend Sirach and Shepherd of Hermes, and that you read your Bible every day. And just looking out the window, it looks like winter in Canada is coming back for like the 5th time in a row. Pray that your flight not be during winter, during Sabbath. Anyhow, take caution, take care.